This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 755. It is officially December, meaning it's officially holiday times, solstice-related celebrations. So I'm wearing, if you're watching, I'm wearing my Santa Claus cap with a green shirt. It's the 3 3/4 inch shirt from tfradio.net/shirt. I bought a ton of shirts lately from TeePublic, including the purple, the correct color for the G2 Robot Collector shirt. And I picked up, I'll try to wear it next week, Ant's TFU Info, Frenzy is blue, Rumble is red shirt, which is not my preference, but I like blue better than red as far as clothing goes. So, and some Nest shirts on the way. I'm Brian Kilby, buying a lot of shirts from TeePublic, tfradio.net/shirt. With me this week, we have, not on camera if you're watching video, Rob.
Hi.
Also not on camera, Chris.
I have many shirts, but they're all identical because I'm apparently a living cartoon character in my adult life.
That's pretty much correct. from my experience with you.
Okay.
Donald.
Hello.
Matt.
Hey.
And Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all. So I for my Christmas album that I do every year, this is a plug, briankilby.com. You can find the last 5 years. I field tested the first song that I have recorded, and Kim hated it, which means that it's good. I'm excited. And I'll just say this. The 9-year-old is like, is this the Chipmunks or is this you? And I'm like, that's the point. So, yeah, I'm excited. So, the album, I'm aiming to have it out on the 10th, which is late, but, you know, I don't have any free time anymore. So, let's see here. What else? Anything we want to talk about before I do the big pitch? The big pitch? Anything?
Nah,
Okay.
just dive in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every year. So there's like 4 things I think that we do each year that we're excited about. Toy Fair used to be SDCC, but one of the big things is it's Toys for Tots or Elf on a Shelf Warmer, which is our flavor of it. Basically, you go to your local store, help us clear off the shelves of old stuff. Basically allows the stocker to put in new, minty, fresh, new waves of toys on the shelves. And those toys that, we don't want as collectors, they can go into the hands of kids that need them. It's something I feel very passionate about. Like I mentioned, I grew up dirt poor. Like, I didn't even realize how poor I was until I was an adult and looked back. And, there were occasions when I certain that I got stuff given to the family by this means. But I do know that my own kids, my own children who are now adopted, when they were prior to being in foster care, which is hellish. I mean, I definitely recommend adopting and fostering kids if possible. It's just, it makes you feel good. But my kids, they got crap for Christmas because their parents were drug-addled meth heads. And just putting it all out there. Christmas, it's the anti-meth-addled drug head or whatever holiday, but they never got they didn't.
There's a soundbite.
Yeah, they
Show
got
title.
Yeah, show title. They got. That's what I was trying to do. They got they basically got crap for Christmas, and if it wasn't for the generosity of people like you, my kids when they were younger wouldn't have gotten a thing for Christmas. They were it wasn't necessarily Toys for Tots. We also have things here called Angel Tree and whatever. There's a lot of good causes out there to help make sure that kids in need get something under their tree or however toys are delivered at the holiday season. But we recommend Toys for Tots because it's easy. You go, you drop it in a box, and you're done. You walk away. You don't have to fill out a card or stick it anywhere special. It just goes in a box. If you look at our Twitter account, I've tweeted out some stuff last couple of days from folks who have dropped off, including myself. And I think, Rob, I got some stuff from you, Miles Morales and another Transformer. Are those both you?
I think the Miles Morales definitely is. I'm not sure about the Transformer.
Okay. Yeah, it's super simple. Just go like Ollie's right now. Ollie's, if you have one of those, the prices on toys, they're so cheap. You know, my local Walmart still has clearance toys in the clearance section. There is a lot of, just a lot of ways to, Don just wrote something and it's distracted me. Sorry, let me go read.
I'm sorry, Brian. I thought you said stuff in the chat did not show up.
No, it shows up when I see it. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That actually helps me because I was going to talk about I'm reading diecast. Yeah, this is going to be edited out. But basically, it is the there's just so many options out there. Walmart has clearance, Ollie's has clearance. Just buy something, drop it in a box. It's super simple to do. It takes basically no effort. And it will definitely make the difference of a life or difference of a child in their life.
The life of a child.
The life of a child. I have not had enough caffeine. Let me fix that. Give me a second.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So I actually thought about having my 9-year-old with me so she could share her experiences. But then I thought that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's like having a Massey on screen. You don't want to do that.
Save that for Patreon exclusive
She'd
content.
attack you?
Yeah. The 5-year-old would definitely attack me.
Yeah, I mean, a 9-year-old, I wouldn't ever rule out the possibility, honestly.
Yeah. But it's super simple, super easy to do. And it will make the difference in the life of a child.
Very good.
Yeah, there we go.
Second time's the charm.
Second time, fifth time's the charm. So if you don't have a place to drop this stuff off, you can always go to tfradio.net/elf. It'll take you to an Amazon wish list where we get no fees or referrals or anything off of that.
Although now when we say always, we are coming to the final days of Toys for Tots accepting donations.
We try to cut this off around the 10th, even though I think it goes closer to like the 15th or 16th.
Yeah, I just want to, I want to make sure people are aware, it's not like up to
It's
Christmas
time-bound,
Day or anything.
yes.
Yeah, it's very time bound, and the sooner that you can choose to do this is absolutely for the better.
Absolutely.
Don't wait any longer than you can help.
But you know what? Honestly, it might not hurt to mention this ever so often because I do stockpile the stuff for Toys for Tots, and I have a box worth stuff goes, so it may not be a bad idea to do. But so over the next week, no later than the 10th, maybe make my Christmas album like the terminal point where the album's out, I can't donate anything else. But basically, if there's no other option, tfradio.net/alf, it'll come to me and I'll drop it off for you. But if you share it on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, what have you, I will definitely share that or reshare that on our social media. And it's just really easy. It's a great way to help out. And seriously, it makes a difference. My kids talk about, like the 1 or 2 gifts they actually got. Now they treat stuff like crap, I'm not going to lie. But when they had nothing, my 9-year-old still talks about that Easy Bake Oven that she got, and I know her parents didn't buy it for her. So, that's like the best thing that she's ever had. So, come on, guys, it's really easy to do, and this is like the last possible minute. If you haven't done something already, please do. It does make a lot of difference in somebody's life. So, okay.
When does Toys for Tots typically start collection for a season?
Early to mid-November.
Maybe what we should do for next year is around mid-October start doing this so that you can start stockpiling stuff for the first couple of weeks of the donation period.
The challenge that I'm finding with this is people are really in the mood to do it now.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
And I really want to focus on it now and next week. Because
sure.
It's like the mood is there, but after next week, it's really too late. So, and nobody, I don't want to say nobody cares, but I worked at a nonprofit. I know that there are times of the year when, the bulk of people that will ever donate to you, just, they don't think about you. They don't care. They're not going to do a thing. You have your dedicated people that, help keep you afloat, but, there's only certain times of year where you get a lot of, inflow of cash or whatever.
Well, like you said, I don't think
they don't care. I just think they
not
don't
literally
think
care.
of it.
It's not in their consciousness at
Yes.
those other times.
And and people don't necessarily, I just to be honest with you, people don't want to hear it for 2.5 months of the year.
Yeah, I mean
asking for
that's
toys.
yeah, that's fair.
So, I try to hit it big, hit it hard when we do hit it, and you can spin it in a minute if you win it. And you can spin it. That's how it
I
goes.
thought that's your Christmas album. You can spin it in a minute.
No, sorry. The kids were wanting to listen to the Disney Afternoon album on the ride home tonight. It's a great album, and Don just gave it his approval. So
I've got the cassette and the CD.
Of course
So,
you do, Don.
yeah, I'm not surprised by that. The only songs I like on it are the theme songs. Like all the other songs are not that great. They had to fill the album out. As someone who's produced now 5 albums, I understand that. So, yeah, okay. Anything else? Is there anything else coming up?
I mean, Toy Fair is happening in February again, but I don't think that's really what you're looking for here.
Our
Hey,
year-end review.
That's coming up.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh,
That's Chris's favorite thing.
Mine and Matt's and Rob's and
it
Don's.
wasn't that bad last year.
You say that every year, and I always remember it exactly the opposite.
It was much shorter and easier to produce.
You always say that every year.
It's gotten
and
easier and shorter every
invariably-
year.
I will also note that the first time you said that sentence, you said that it was shorter and easier to produce, which is certainly different from the other end of the spectrum here. I'm just saying, this is the conversation we have around this time every year about this subject, and it's always the same thing. You think it was shorter and easier and better than the year before it, and I think, no, it wasn't.
Yeah. We'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see, Galvatron. We shall see. Hey, one thing. So actually, I got some feedback on our Patreon today from Jacob, and we've gotten it before. Not.
Oh no, what did we do?
No. For the RSC Throwback podcast, and I do forget that not everybody's been listening for 20 years. So Jacob had asked, if we could talk about more topics, just not hypotheticals, but like a specific formal topic for an episode, because that's sort of what we do on the Throwback podcast. And I just, the thing is, I think it's a great question for the general audience. We've been producing the show for so long. That was part of our weekly format for years.
And then we ran out of things to talk about.
We ran out of things to talk about.
I mean, it's sad, but it's true.
It's sad, but it's true. And realistically, we don't want the show for us to be retread, even though I get that there are people who never heard that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What I have found that is more important probably than anything else when it comes to producing quality content is actually enjoy producing it. So one thing I try to minimize for the guys is to subject them to stuff that they feel is retread or they might find boring, because it results in better content. So, and I'll be honest, a lot of the stuff that we talked about, even though it was like 10 years ago, I don't want to revisit it. Even though a lot of us sort of have turned over and there's some different folks here, I'm still here.
Like almost all different folks here.
Yeah, but I'm still here. Chris, you're still here.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I necessarily, want to talk about it. So what I probably should do is make it easier for that content to be found. So, I look at the download numbers occasionally, and I know that, people go back and listen to the old stuff, but it's not certainly any stretch to say that it's close to the volume of people who listen to newer stuff. Maybe I can go back and, extract some of that and make, special podcasts out of it. I don't know. There's probably ways that we can curate it to make it available to new people without, making me talk about, why, I don't know, who was who in the...
Why 2005?
Yeah, why 2005? Yeah, so it's a great question, and I think we are due for a format tweak. We haven't really done one in a couple of years. I think the last tweak we really did was dropping the This Week in History segment.
That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, but like I said, we want to have a format that's comfortable for us and that we enjoy doing. So it makes it more fun for the listener. But I think there's probably some opportunity to tweak things around. It's been a while. So,
I mean, I think for the throwback content, revisiting some of those older topics isn't a terrible idea, depending who among the cast we can, strong arm into actually sitting and talking about for 15 minutes. You,
Yeah.
Brian, don't necessarily have to participate in the conversation.
true.
Just,
why don't you
moderate.
guys record something after the show tonight and I can go to bed?
No, I mean, you still have to like record and moderate and facilitate, but you don't necessarily have to like, participate in the conversation.
Okay, I'm too tired anyway. So yeah, that's a great idea. But
I'm running on 3 hours sleep. I'm not doing anything after the show.
oh yeah, that's cool.
I'm 4 and trying not
jealous.
to nod off right now.
Yeah. I'm surprisingly alert for the amount of sleep I've had and the activity I've had today.
Yeah.
I moved an organ.
Really
Oh, nice.
Not a big organ, but like one the size of a small piano.
Wow.
Like
Cool.
not a grand piano, one of the upright pianos, not the impressive
So you moved
ones.
a piano.
Essentially, yeah.
That's still
I
heavy.
thought you mean you were doing some like black market, like you moved an organ to someone.
Oh no, if I had done that, I would be so like adrenaline pumped right now from the the danger and the risk.
I assume that's why you were alert and awake.
I guess that makes sense, yeah. But it wouldn't be surprisingly alert and awake like I said I was. It would be like expectedly alert and awake, and then about an hour I would crash entirely.
Did I ever mention what since we're on a small tangent here? Did I ever mention the ancient pump organ that my parents bought before I was born?
That's awesome. No, you haven't.
It is from the late 1800s. It is still in the house. I think the bellows needs replaced.
So your house doesn't your house date back to about the same time?
It's early 1900s, so probably within like 20 years of one
That is
another.
really cool.
Yeah, but the thing about the organ is I think they bought it in an antique store in like Pennsylvania, and they brought it home, and we got to looking inside it and cleaning it. It was made like a block from our house.
That's crazy.
Now either you or Jay have told me this before. I've heard the story.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, after all these years, I've heard most of your stories.
Yeah, very likely.
And I've heard, I think, all of Jay's stories at least 6 or 7 times each.
This is a habit amongst the family in general. Yes.
Jay particularly reruns.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
That's funny.
this episode certainly did take a left turn.
Yeah. So let's jump to the news. So, this is something I've been on top of all day. And I've been reading people's thoughts, and what I love is that most of the people that I've seen comment on this hate these. And
Really?
yeah, it's most. I've been seeing people who are Super7 fans, which I don't get. And they're like, what, why, huh? No.
So, Brian, I want you to know when I wrote the thing I wrote and titled it the way I did, it was not ironically. That was a sincere statement.
Oh, I love it. So, we hopefully this works. We have photos or renders of Wave 3 of Transformers Ultimates, and I don't know what I like. I do know what I like the best, but I like 2 of them I could care less about.
Yes,
And 2 of
basically.
them I love, and I think for us it's the opposite of everybody else.
Yes, it is.
There is one clear winner.
I hope I am on the same page as you guys, because
I
know sometimes I come out of left field. So
Okay, so in the order that I see them on my screen, not in the order that I care.
Right.
It's almost the opposite. It is
That's
Retgar.
not an accident, Brian.
Yeah, Retgar. I saw people. Retgar is the only one I'm interested in. I'm like, who are you? What's wrong?
I mean,
what's your problem?
I mean, Retgar is a fine choice for this line.
Yes,
there's
yes,
nothing.
yes.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that as a character
It's the
choice. I like
boring
the
one.
accessories. I like the accessories they have picked out here. The option toy head, the little pocket TV. Like it's a very good, solid offering.
Yes, but then you have Tarn.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, especially
Very-
since they sunbowed him a little bit.
And licensed Tarn figure.
That's a first.
No, it's not. Flame Toys did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
flamed. I don't.
Yeah, but this
Licensed
is, you
Tarn
know,
figure under $100.
yeah,
Yes.
this is, you know, retail priced.
Yeah, and it comes with an accessory nickel
Nickel. Yeah.
Oh wow.
and her little jetpack, so tiny little nickel can fly around and do maintenance on the giant DJD guys.
Now it's getting good though. We have a
Yeah.
G2 Megatron.
I love this so
That is
much.
gorgeous.
It is great.
I just pre-ordered it.
Oh, I pre-ordered the whole wave.
I don't. Again, this might be unpopular. I don't care about G2 Megatron just because I just recently got a G2 Megatron
I'm
that
trying to
actually
mute him. It's not letting
transformed.
me.
Okay.
That's
Diecast,
what I
that-
miss. What
Okay,
I miss
muted
the
him.
old days. The old days when we could kick people from the
I
call.
muted him though. It's
Yeah.
good.
I think Brian could kick him from the
I
call.
kind of
Actually,
want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, there were days when I could have done it because he would be gone by now.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
fair-
sure
yeah,
there's
fair
a lot
enough.
of people that agree with me. All
Yeah,
right.
No, Diecast. That way you phrase that sentence makes it sound like you need just one G2 Galvatron.
yeah. Diecast. Do you
And-
know
and
how
that's
many G2?
enough.
Do you know how many G2 Megatrons I have? Diecast.
No.
Not
A
enough.
lot, but not enough.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just counting original molds.
Okay.
Okay, let me think. So I would say you have the original, obviously.
Yeah.
You have Hero Megatron.
I can't remember if I picked up a Hero Megatron.
I
at some
don't
point.
have it. That's one that I don't have.
I do.
Awesome. The Legends.
Yes.
The EX or no, the little one. Then the what's the Universe line in Japan?
Well, there's been a few of those.
Yeah.
There's the Robot Masters version if you wanted to count
there's
that.
not, is there Robot Masters Megatron?
Yeah, the double facer.
That's not Megatron. That's a double convoy.
Reverse
convoy.
rebirth Megatron, but it's not G2 Megatron.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
no. So,
Okay, so what I have off the top of my head, I've got original G2 Megatron. Of course, I may have a Hero Megatron around here somewhere. I've got the recolor of the Classics Battle 2-pack Deluxe Megatron tank.
Oh, forgot about that one. Yes.
Right. I've got the Titans Return mold one that I got off of you. I have the come on, brain, think. I have the remember the GDO one? I've got that somewhere around here.
Yeah.
I've got the recent one that came out. I think I have another purple one, but I can't remember which mold that is. But I have
deluxe one?
no, I already mentioned that one.
Oh. So
And-
there's the original color of that one plus the
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
there was a purple version of the Classics 2-pack one.
Yeah, no, actually, it wasn't even occurring to me that the Battle 2-pack one, the original green colors, was a G2 reference. So I have that and and its purple recolor. The purple recolor is actually what I was thinking of originally. And I think I have the Hasbro like old Legends class G2 Megatron.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
the only
at
one I'm
moment.
missing is Arch Force or Hero Megatron. I need to fix that. Actually, let me do that now.
A nice little figure.
I mean, they're all nice toys, really, except for the GDO one.
Yeah. Okay.
But
sweet.
now you need the Super 7 one as well.
I don't want to buy the Super 7 one, but I love
But
it
you're
so
going
much.
to.
I might actually. No, I mean it's amazing what they've done with this because like you can do it toy accurate. It's got the right It's got like the toy accurate gun. It's got the detailed main turret that you can put on the shoulder. You can do it comic book style. They've got Rob. Did you identify that as a Derek Yaniger head?
I think it's more of a Manny Galen head.
Manny Galen
Just-
head. Yeah.
I would say Manny Galen. Yeah.
And it's got the crazy G2 guns from the comic book. You can do that. And just because they could, they threw a Sunbow G1 Megatron head and fusion cannon in there too. So if you want to have, hypothetical Sunbow G2 Megatron, you can do that.
It's crazy. I love it.
It's crazy. They got like every detail they needed to, and they just kept adding to it.
But it's not even the best one from the set. There's one
No,
better.
that's the amazing part of this. That's why this is like the best Super 7 day ever.
The Alligaticon from City of Steel. An official
thing
Alligaticon.
Ever.
I love it. This is the one I'm like, yes, I have to have this.
It comes with a severed Optimus Prime head.
And the
Comes
arm
with-
from this
Yes, it comes with
spire.
the spire, with the
Yeah.
arm and the blaster.
Oh wow, I missed that.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It is so great.
And it has the battle taxi drone, which is it's
Yes.
funny, but I mean that's the like least essential accessory in
Yeah.
the thing. But
But
yeah,
you know,
I can just
I
stop
think-
collecting now. I'm done.
it's the love letter to City of Steel, though. Like, how is that ever going to be a thing that we could have ever thought?
I think when you look at this, it's like all the mass for the toys probably be taken up by the actual Alligaticon. And besides, there's not much stuff you can put with that figure that's relevant. But I think they actually pulled off making it worth the $55 for what you get.
Yeah,
I
totally.
love
The
Yeah.
alligator is 11 inches long. They have an extra
it's
fifth
11
slide.
inches long.
They have an extra fifth slide in there that denotes the alligator scale. All the other toys had 4 pictures each. This had the 5th one to show the length of the alligator.
Oh my!
It's 11
goodness.
inches long. I assume in packaging the tail will not be attached.
Yeah. That is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I don't want it. It's great, and I love it. But I just
What
don't.
is
I just-
wrong with you?
I could
Well,
sell
I've
my-
already.
I could
I've
sell the rest of my
already got the
collection.
I've already got the G2 Megatron. I've already ordered that. It's just.
Good.
It's
All right,
just.
mute him.
I'm sorry. It's just. Okay. Okay. I'm on the fence. It's not. I'm debating on it.
But Don, this alligator is big and heavy.
Yeah, and it's not some crappy third-party one either.
No, this is the real deal. It doesn't do anything except be an Optimus Prime alligator.
The 2 third-party ones I have suck. Is there another one?
I didn't even know there was 2. The only one
Yeah,
I
I
knew about
only
was
knew
the Fans Project one.
Yeah. There's
I-
the robot. The one of the. It's garbage. I sold it recently. It was a horrible purchase.
I'm just wondering. Do you think they could retool this and get Beast Wars Alligator Megatron?
Why would they?
Yeah, you'd want him in robot mode.
Yeah.
that's
So
true,
Manny
that's
Kara in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, asks, so you're saying Alligatorcon is a $55 footlong?
That's show title.
That's-
Thank you, Manny.
That's worthy of Don right there, Manny.
Manny, I'm taking that since that's in our Discord. You're getting credit right
I
now.
tip my hat to you.
I'd love that.
No, I hate this because like I really do like that G2 Megatron. Everything they've done with that I really like. I do want to have that. It's $55, but I still want to have it. The Alligatorcon, if I was going to get one Super 7 Transformers Ultimate, it would be that because like that's the thing that fits what they're doing the best.
Oh man.
I said in our Discord earlier today, I think it was either there or on Twitter, like it's amazing how Super 7's Ultimates is better at being Red Collection than Red Collection is. Because they're
Mhm.
doing things like the Alligatorcon or Tarn, like these things that are not going to be in any mainstream toy line, the Alligatorcon especially, because it doesn't ever have to transform. Like that's a perfect Red thing, like so many other Red concepts we've come up with. But yeah, Super 7 is really nailing it. But I guess when you're charging $55 each, you have a lot more flexibility to do these things.
Yeah, I mean, so they are definitely much more niche.
Yeah,
We've said before, like if I actively discontinued collecting the NECA turtles because they're not my thing. The Super 7 Turtles Ultimates are what I want. I don't want to go and catch up on them. G.I. Joe, not really what I want. We have Classified going on, and they're nice, but I just don't want to double dip on those characters. The Transformers Ultimates, I could see myself stopping collecting anything else and just getting these. I hope they continue them until I die. Yeah, that's great.
That's a bold statement, Brian.
Yeah, so I was, I was looking at the Super 7 store today, and there's just something about like the reaction figures. I like them in concept, but just in execution, they torture my brain.
Yeah,
They just
I get
seem-
it.
Like the figures themselves, if they were $5, they would be the best things ever. But at $20, but like these have the same problem, except I don't know. Like the more they ask for them, the more appealing they are. Because I think I'll pay for crazy. And that's, what we're getting. The reaction transformers aren't so crazy. Reaction Joes are kind of crazy. But,
Brian, don't put your walls in crazy.
Yeah. So, I'm excited about this. I think this is probably the best news that we've had all year. In fact,
it's my favorite Super 7 news in Transformers.
Yeah, this will definitely, I think, be in my top 10 items that I love this year. It might be my favorite news item of the year. I love it. I mean, I thought the basketball was, a big one.
Right? Super 7 knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, Cap. I do not hate fun, Captain Rufus. I just don't know if I want a giant alligator on the shelf. I mean, it's
So you hate fun. That's literally what that means, dog.
No, it's like I could use that $55 for something else that would give me more enjoyment. But I'm on the fence. I'm debating it.
Well, Don, if it helps, I think the ETA for these is projected currently at November of next year.
Pre-orders from TFSource are Big Bad, where you don't have to pay up front.
Right, and if it does end up being the thing where you come up with something in the meantime that means a lot more to you for that money, you'll be able to cancel them if you go with like Big Bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to put in a pre-order at this point because you've got a long time ahead of you before you're going to have to actually do something about it.
And if you don't put in a pre-order now, you'll regret it later.
Because remember, these are basically made to pre-order. Everything that we've always heard about these is there's not going to be much, if any,
there's
extra
no retail
stock.
presence for them. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, I just ordered it.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, I probably will too. On the same premise I presented to Don, I'll have a year to work my way out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
cool.
forget about it and get hit with it next Christmas, whatever.
Okay. So the other news item, I guess, Hasbro filed a patent to make toys more secure in their new packaging. Is that basically
okay? So I want to preface this with I'm not like a patent attorney or have any like practical experience in analyzing patents. That's not one of my toy detecting skills yet. But to boil this down to the simple form I understand it as, they've filed a patent for a general concept of building securing mechanisms into the toys with a matching system in the packaging. So like with Transformers as a good example, doing with the plastic sheet on the front of the smaller boxes, and of course the bigger stuff is fully enclosed boxes, but the window boxes don't have the plastic layer to protect toys from tampering anymore. And we've seen a few examples with upcoming stuff, such as, say, Core Class Studio Series Ravage, where it looks very simple to just reach in and pluck that out of the package. Yep. So this patent seems to be partly to address some of these issues. And looking deeper into the filing, there's several example diagrams they have prepared for that to cover a variety of different toy types. So one of the examples they have is like a human-shaped figure, which I guess would probably represent something like a Marvel Legend or maybe something of the like Titan Heroes level, one of those like shampoo bottle things. It could probably work for anything like that. And in that specific case, the figure itself has a little like loop sticking out of its back that another piece in the packaging interfaces with and holds it in. And it seems like, from how I'm understanding the technical drawings, once you remove it from the package, that loop on the figure can be pushed in flush with the back, so you don't have your superhero or whatever with a weird plastic circle sticking out the back to hang from the ceiling by. I think with Transformers, it'd be an even easier application just because the body shapes can be so irregular and there's more opportunities for places to thread things through. What this seems to be is partly a response to having the open face packaging, as well as it would be another way to reduce the amount of packaging materials, because if you don't need to have the figure secured with 8 to 10 paper or plastic ties, and most of the work is being done by one mechanical locking piece on the back side of the package, you can eliminate a lot of labor as in addition to minor material costs in the packaging process. So I think they're trying to hit a few things with this at once. Now, as for when any of this would ever come into effect, it's not clear. The patent has been approved, so like they've got ownership of this concept for however long a patent lasts, 20 years, I think.
Yeah, not as long as copyright.
So, it's something I'm sure they will start pursuing as the packaging design continues to evolve. But based on what we're seeing with our current glimpses of next year's Transformers product, it's probably not something we're going to see in the immediate short-term future. But maybe for like 2023, 24, probably we'll start seeing more of this shift. Assuming something doesn't happen in the meantime where Hasbro decides, you know what, we really need to have those windows on those boxes after all. So, but yeah, I mean, I found that interesting just because like Hasbro files like, trademark applications all the time for names and, branding ideas and things like that. And sometimes it amounts to stuff, sometimes it's just maintenance. You don't really see or hear too often about Hasbro filing a patent, getting approved, and that being for a kind of innovative thing that's going to probably impact all of our various toy collecting endeavors to some degree.
It's interesting, yeah.
This is about the extent I'm able to talk about this with my experience level, which is why I didn't try to podcast it or intelligently blog about it, because like a lot of it is just extrapolation from what I can plainly see. I really need to find someone who is more familiar with like diving into patent language and things like that to try to consult with and understand this better before I could do something more. And I don't think I have that among my resources.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I think I'm good leaving it there. Well, there's still a lot of stuff to talk about. We only have 20 minutes left. That's not true. It's actually,
yeah, I was wondering where that came from.
It's open-ended. I like aiming for an hour. I think an hour is like the perfect podcast length. Like I think I listen to a couple podcasts a week that are like 3+ hours long, and I hate it. If I didn't like the content, if I didn't like the people producing the content so much, I wouldn't do it.
Sure.
Like in a way, like that feels selfish to me. That they're trying to take that much time of your week that other people could be, using your time for other podcasts. I don't know. It also seems lazy. So,
I have trouble imagining having the attention span to listen to something that long.
It's rough, yeah. But but I like an hour. So
I usually break up my longer podcasts over several commutes.
I can hardly watch a movie anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Although movies are tending toward like 3 hours long.
It's crazy.
Now, so.
Yeah. Like some of these podcasts I'll listen to over the course of weeks just because I just can't.
Yeah.
And I just bought Megatron, so that's also while you were doing that, I picked up Megatron.
Yeah, take a drink. I'm on video, but just trust that I'm taking a drink.
Delicious. Okay. So let's jump to what we got this week, because I know this was a heavy week for me, so I'm certain it is for other people too. Who wants to go first?
I mean, kind of light for me.
Donald.
I can just go. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. I got a couple things. I'll be real quick. My fiance was down out of town doing a couple of errands, and she stopped and found this of all things on the shelf, Double Crosser.
Yeah, I can't see that on your camera. It just
we're getting a lot of glare.
Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've never seen Double Crosser at retail.
Really?
At all. Never saw it in my area at all. And every time, whatever his wave mates were, I remember seeing them, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll find one next time. Never saw them in retail. So Double Crosser. My next thing I got, this last week, it was a very amalgam week. A lot of crossovers.
I don't know where he's going with that.
Amalgam Comics.
I know that, Don.
Crossovers.
Oh, you finally got that.
Yeah, I forgot I got the Jurassic Park. Not going to open it. Think I'll just leave it in the box, and I'll be honest, I do kind of want to see how JP93 turned out.
Don't.
But
no, look at that packaging. Why would you open it?
I know, exactly. And the cool thing was, like I mentioned, I canceled my original pre-order, and then I realized, well, if I don't get it now, it may be very hard to get, and it does look good. Once I saw the in hand, how good it looked, and then I wound up realizing I had about $30 of Amazon money in reward points because of putting all of my eye payments for my cataract surgery. So I got that for about $85, which I think is a pretty good price on that. Last thing I got this week, he is the terror that flaps in the night. He is the Target pre-order that goes to the old address because Target never updates the the address, and sends it to the wrong place. He is Dracula's.
Oh, I thought it was Darkwing Duck.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. So I got him.
Now I'm disappointed that it's not Darkwing Duck. Thanks, Don.
But I mean, he does flap in the night. Really, packaging with this crossover.
So Don, you went on mute. I'll just say, the packaging is awesome and it's made to be reusable, but with those damn ties and the cheap cardboard backing, it's not that sturdy.
Yeah. But
if only they had an innovative new solution for
Yeah.
securing the toy to the packaging.
Like I was trying to preserve my package. That sounds horrible. But I was trying to preserve the packaging.
well, you get to a
and
certain age, and you have to think about those things.
It completely ripped the cardboard out when I was trying to pull it. Yeah. So luckily I have 3 of them. So go ahead.
oh no, just I'm really looking forward to. I've got 2. I got one to open and one to keep in the box.
I think I'm going to give one away on Twitter.
Yeah, these crossovers are either going to be there and gone like Maverick, which I was going for quite a bit on the secondary
Yeah, well,
market.
no one seems too broken up about that anyway.
Right. But I'm just saying it's either going to be around for a while or it's going to just ninja vanish.
Mhm.
So I definitely want to, but the Jurassic Park one, I've got Megatron, I've got T-Rex. I really don't need that to open that one. And I figure eventually I may find a JP93 affordable enough that I can get them on its own just to see how it does.
The thing I hate though is that Tyrannicon Rex, I think, is actually the best looking iteration of that mold in both modes.
I would agree with that from photos because I'm not opening mine.
Because I mean, the dinosaur coloring is fantastic, and I had in 1993 from the original Jurassic Park toy line the big Tyrannosaurus Rex toy, which was not exactly in those colors, but like it reminds me of that a lot. And I like the bold red and black contrasting on the robot mode parts, and the head retool looks nice too. Like I'm really into how that looks, but boy, that's an expensive set, and I would probably also have problems making myself open it if I did ever get it. But it looks so nice. Anything else, Don?
Yeah, Don, anything
Oh
else?
no, sorry, that was it. Everything else is in transit or ain't shipped yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
Don. Thank you. Chris, you wanted to go before?
So I only got a couple things, both from my Amazon wish list. So thank you for that.
Sweet.
From one of my favorite classic fanfic writers, Billy, aka TFG1 for VR.
Really?
I got the Playmobil Volkswagen Beetle,
Mm-hmm.
or as I jokingly refer to it, Playmobil Glyph, because Glyph was a blue bumblebee recolor. So that was pretty fun. That was on a pretty good deal around Black Friday last week. So that was, I think I saw one end up in your Toys for Tots pile too. That's an interesting coincidence.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah. And then from Rob's sister-in-law, Angel, I got Generation Select's Transmutate.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that was a fun surprise. And it's very interesting colors in person. It's very like G2 Fossilizer, which I can't exactly complain about the concept of now, can I?
No.
Except the problem now, because I have that, I've got Tricranius. I kind of want to get that stupid spoiler pack with the yet another Siege Megatron to have the purple T-Rex Fossilizer and just have like all the crazy color ones. And it's the worst idea, and I need to stop thinking of it. But that's all I got this week so far.
Cool. Okay. Who else? Rob, what'd you get?
I got
as far as I can remember, because my memory's terrible at this point, I got one
Mine
thing.
too.
On
Sleep more. Yeah, right.
yeah, well, I did the night before, and then last night I caught up on all the stuff I didn't do because I slept more.
Yeah.
I got 1.5 weeks of G Generation in the can last night, so
Oh, good.
yeah. So okay, on Black Friday or around it, somewhere in that general vicinity, there was a sale on Amazon for the 2-pack of Sideswipe and Skywarp for like $37. I got that. Skywarp, I've totally forgotten how to transform the Airazor mold in the like 6 months since I got it last, but it's a really nice recolor. It looks good. I like it. Sideswipe is the day one patch of action figures. It is what we should have gotten 2 years ago. And that wouldn't be a thing, except this mold is basic mold has been used how many times since then?
Oh, so many
times.
Yeah.
many.
So the knees are a little weak because they waited so long on this. That kind of bothers me a lot, but it does look good. If they could get the knees, back in some kind of working order, I would love to have a G2 Sideswipe off of this, but I'll take what I can get, what I've got in the meantime. But yeah, it's not bad. I'm glad with the knee issue and all that. It was, cheaper than the original retail. I'm pretty pleased with these 2 deluxes at that price. So,
Are you going to get red alert when it starts showing up in Walgreens?
if I run into it face first, I probably will. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but I'll figure it out. But I think that's the only thing I got this week. I don't actually remember.
I'm right there with you. It's been killer this week. Who else?
I'll go real quick. So I got another Shoto superset. I got Teo Sentai Sun Vulcan this time.
Oh,
So pre Power Ranger Sentai.
extremely.
Yes. And I got a bunch of flight stands for Marvel Legends. That's about it for me.
Nice. Okay, cool. Diecast.
All right. I don't have everything down here to show off, but a lot of it, I got Dracula's, like Don, from Target. I got a Rodimus Prime that was on sale.
$56. That's a great price.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I tweeted it as soon as I saw it. And I bought one right away.
I couldn't justify getting another one, not because the price isn't great. It's just so big, and I don't need another one.
But it's back up to like $80-something now on Amazon. So I think a bunch of people jumped on that. The other 2 things, which I believe Brian already got, also come back to the news article we were saying last week where these were delayed from Big Bad Toy Store till
Domestic,
June or July.
Domestic retailers, yeah.
Yeah, and I got mine from Amazon Japan. They came in today.
Reboost and Skids.
Reboost and Skids, Masterpiece.
I literally got mine 10 minutes before we started recording, and I have already transformed both of them.
That's amazing, and like really, it makes me want them. I can't think of the word I actually want to use to express the idea, but like just hearing that makes me want them more.
So what you're saying is they're great.
So yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Paladin's asking what breaks on Skids, and amazingly,
Nothing.
as far as I've heard, nothing so far.
Did you get anything else diecast? Yeah, you did. You got the card game.
Oh yeah,
The deck building game.
That debacle. I got the card game without the bonus because apparently they sent boxes of bonuses.
What was the bonus?
There was that's why I was saying it was a debacle because
I thought you meant the diamond ransomware attack.
Well, that, and then down below they mentioned that there was a bonus, and it was in a box of like 32 or something. Well,
16, I think. Yeah.
Or 16. Yeah, they just started sending out boxes instead of opening the box and giving one bonus to every person. So,
oh wow.
The thing I pre-ordered from them and paid shipping for to get the bonus, I didn't get, and now they want to figure out who actually got the bonus boxes and ship them out prepaid labels so the person can return them to them so they can redistribute it to the people who didn't get the bonus.
Good luck with
It's-
that.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's a great theory, but completely legally unenforceable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, not to mention the game is what it's like 4 months late, which is, it happens. I kind of lost my excitement about the game because it was delayed so long.
Yeah, oh, yes. No promo pack. I didn't realize that. Now I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah. Just because they send, yeah. That,
Blade
you didn't read the
Raider
whole email then.
Blade Raider requests more specificity on what this card game is.
You have yours?
No. It's upstairs.
Because Diecast has run out of room in his basement downstairs where he is
I
now,
had
so
to buy
now
a
everything
building.
is just upstairs.
I had to buy a building to move everything out of my basement into.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so it is I guess, collectible card game, like the
deck
TCG.
building game.
Yeah, but I mean, this is basically the starter kit. Except it's
Yeah,
a really big box.
I think deck building games are kind of like a collectible card games, except you get all the cards at once theoretically. So they get around a couple of Wizards of the Coast's patents that way, I think.
But what's the promo pack then?
Well, it doesn't mean that there's not more cards to add as you go along.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think there's like a random distribution element to it so much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You buy expansion packs more than you buy booster packs,
And-
I guess would be the best way to put it.
I'm not
Yeah.
opening this. I don't think. I don't have anybody to play it with. So,
There is a single player version of the rules, if I remember right.
well, crap. Okay. Well, I guess
Because
I
a
am.
lot of these deck building games are set up that way because like the people who are publishing them understand that we don't have any local friends generally.
I mean, I have. So I have.
Okay, we don't have
local,
any local friends with the same interests.
I
I'll
do.
be more specific.
I have local friends.
No, you were right the first time.
I have local friends who are into Transformers, and I have local friends who are into games. But I don't have local friends who are into Transformers and games.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that's what it is. Diecast, you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Let me jump to the Skids and Reboost. So I transformed them both without instructions, like I normally do. With
During
my,
pre-show,
yeah, during pre-show, I could.
Yeah,
I
but
could
normally you break them.
I was worried about that too, to be honest.
What was the last transformer I actually broke? Oh, Star Convoy. Yeah. Never mind.
That's been a while, to be
It's been
fair.
a while.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I don't break that many.
No, we just kind
It's
of
a
played
joke.
up for laughs.
Because as a 5-year-old, I broke
Yeah.
like the first 2 transformers I had.
Yes, and for the first like 3 or 4 years of the revival of the show, that was all the stories of your childhood you would tell. So it made
Yeah.
it seem like you just destroyed
I
everything.
destroyed
you touched.
everything. Yeah. So so unlike the recent Transformers cars, the Masterpiece cars have actually not been. At least the last one was RC, and RC was pretty good. But we got to the point to where some of them were ridiculous, like Hound. Like I just was so
Bumblebee.
worried. That I was going to break it. Bumblebee. I think I actually needed the instructions for Bumblebee. I had to have Matt reassure me that I could transform Hound without breaking the shoulder. But I was so flippin' scared.
Yeah, I wouldn't have trusted it either.
Yeah, Hound was what actually broke me on Masterpieces.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I don't think I need to do this anymore.
But like 7, 8 years ago, like the cars, starting with the Dotson brothers, they were so good.
So
And
good.
So Skids and Reboost feel much more like that. In fact, in some ways, I think they feel more satisfying, or at least maybe it's just the deficit of not having something like this for so many years. Like there are panels, but they're not that many panels. It's honestly more like transforming a G1 toy, a more complex G1 toy, but it's simple. There are more points of articulation, but there are fewer points where the thing could potentially break. Like the oh God, thinking like MP44 or something, like the legs here, which should be pretty simple, are ridiculously overcomplicated. They're not here. They're really simple. It feels really nice. There's not like paint everywhere. Like the head's painted. the weapons painted. I think the forearms might be, but there's a lot of just unpainted plastic that looks good. I don't really see much in the way of like mold flashing or anything like that. QC wise, this thing is stellar, and it's got a good size to it. It's small, but
So it's a Honda City.
Yeah, I really like it. I really do.
I mean, that's almost 1-to-1 scale, honestly, right there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it looks really nice, and it just feels great in the hand. And I didn't need to refer to the instructions at all. I just, probably didn't even need to refer to a photo, but I finally did. But after transforming Skids here, transforming Reboost was just amazingly easy. And God, it looks so good.
God, it really does.
It is so wonderful. God, it's the best thing.
Matt, you're gonna have to get them.
Oh, I already have
Yeah.
pre-ordered. I've just have like the July 2022 pre-orders.
This is a new camera I started using last week. I really like the way the camera.
I thought Hound broke you, so I'm just trying to bring you back.
But this will bring him back. Reboost is wonderful.
Well, yeah, I was turned around by early looks at these. Like I was always going to get. I'm getting Crosscut as well. I'm getting all three of them now. After that, we're going to see where.
Like I said, RC was pretty
to offer.
good. RC was pretty good. I was actually pleased with RC. But man, he just looks so nice. Definitely relatively inexpensive. I think I ended up paying $75 each shipped, roughly.
I thought
That's
they were
really
like
good for a
90.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Even
Maybe
90's good for a Masterpiece Autobot car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I may have to see if I can get something earlier than those pre-orders.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon Japan still has it. Last I checked.
Panda Strong in the Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, says just paid for Skids and reboosted Ami right at 160 for both shipped. So
Yeah, great. It's very nice. Yeah, definitely can't wait for Crosscut, which is what, middle of next year, March. Maybe?
No, early next year.
Yeah, early. Okay, well,
Is he an
February?
exclusive?
I got that one through Big Bad, so maybe it's Takara Mall.
it might be Takara.
Oh, if you're getting it from Big Bad, then yeah, it'll be not quite early next year. It'll probably be somewhere around March or April.
Yeah,
And I think, I don't know, so this is just me guessing. Maybe it's because they know they're going to come over on a ship and they're trying to account for how long it's going to take to get
I don't know.
well, so
unloaded and
Well, Crosscut wasn't coming out at the same time as the other two anyway. He
Right.
is scheduled for like a January or February
Yeah.
release in Japan.
So, working theory right now is that the official Hasbro sanctioned imports of the masterpieces and things like that are separate production runs from what Takara releases domestically.
oh, okay.
So yeah, you would have the freight time, the cargo time as a factor, but also like the factory finding the time to stamp out another bunch of these and get them all set up. So that would be contributing to the extensive wait times we've been having for some of these official imports.
So yeah, I just, if you can pick them up, pick them up.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of other things. Don had mentioned Dracula. So I've actually opened it and played with it, and I was not especially looking forward to it. I got one to keep in the box and one to open, and then one by mistake because I always forget to cancel my Hasbro Pulse pre-orders. I was okay with the original toy. I wasn't in love with it. I love this. I love this stupid thing.
The tuxedo helps.
Yeah, I like the face sculpt. I love the stupid cape. God, it's just so stupid and wonderful. It's just the best thing. Let's see how good of focus I can get on the face. Not super good, but yeah, it's just definitely worth picking up.
Now they need to do a combiner as Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's right. So I found another I don't have it with me because I don't normally mention duplicates that I get because I have a problem. But I found another Origins Bumblebee. I don't know if those have been restocked, but I saw one and wanted to snatch it up so that I could have one carded or boxed as well.
Yeah, I remember hearing in the last few weeks about those starting to turn up again.
Like Rob said, the Skywarp Sideswipe pack. I skipped the Mirage Grimlock pack because I didn't care, but I really love the look of this, and I'm all about my Beast Wars second stuff. So, and just two more, yeah. I'm now one step closer to having all of Cloud, so I got Megatron.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. So, I still need Optimus and Hound. Optimus is easy to get a hold of.
Right.
Hound's not. Hound's actually worse than Hot Rod. It looks like.
Hound?
Brawn. Sorry.
Brawn. Yeah.
Yeah. I always call for whatever reason. There's something wired incorrectly in my head that makes me call Brawn Hound. I don't know why.
Hey, Brian,
Green off-road vehicle. Yeah.
What mold was that Megatron? Cloud?
That's Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also came out as G2
GDO.
Megatron GDO that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Bonsai-tron in Hunt for Decepticons. Oh, that's all I can think of at the moment.
And this is probably
Overlord.
Autobot concept.
Yeah.
Yes, this is probably
Thank you.
the worst of the options.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That Overlord was pretty bad.
No, so that Megatron Deco looks good on the mold. The problem is it's just that mold, which I was pretty happy with in 2009 or so when it came out. It aged really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, the so the thing that happens with the blast effect on the Siege toys if you leave them plugged in sometimes, where it deteriorates the plastic around them. The rubberized treads on that bludgeon mold will do the same thing to the plastic they're attached to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's been documented on bludgeon at least. Presumably the same thing would happen to subsequent uses that would have the same rubberized plastic treads attached to normal plastic. Yeah, so I mean, you might as well just leave that in the box at this point. Treat it like it's a vintage black Zarek.
Yeah. So there's that, and I feel like I got something else, but there's other stuff on the way. Sadly, a bunch of stuff shipped this week, and I got something dumb. I ordered it last week.
I mean, what else is new?
Yeah. I got a sealed copy of Transformers the movie on VHS. It's not the FHE version, though. It's the Kid Rhino clamshell. So,
okay.
I need to get a sealed copy of the Malofilm version. And unfortunately, probably eventually a sealed copy of the FHE. Now, because I'm an idiot. I have a nice copy of the Malofilm, the Canadian release, but it's not sealed. So
I would own a sealed VHS copy of the FHE Transformers movie if I could.
Yeah,
to me that's not a weird it's not such a weird or dumb thing. I wouldn't have it. I recognize that objectively it is probably weird and a little bit dumb, but I'm also the person that specifically sought out the Mobile Suit Gundam movie trilogy on VHS just because it was on VHS.
So the
dubs, by the way.
I figured
the VHS is more expensive than my sealed Pioneer Transformers movie Laserdisc.
And that's why I won't have one.
Yeah, but it is not more expensive than the sealed original edition that I have from '89. But
that's still pretty up there, though.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I still have Encounters in Space on Betamax, by the way.
Nice.
You just gotta one-up me all the time, don't you?
I think that's it. There may be something in the floor, but that's pretty much the stupid stuff this week. Okay. Hey, want to thank all of our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. We're posting for patrons probably tomorrow. The new episode of History on the Fives, hosted by Rob. And if you're a patron at the touch tier, you can actually be on that show. We posted a couple days ago an episode of Throwback. We posted the pre-show. We post a lot of stuff to our Patreon exclusively for patrons. So patreon.com/tfradio. It's the perfect time to sign up because it's the beginning of the month. You get access not only to everything that we posted prior, as long as your tier has the content. And I think all of the podcasts do eventually show up in every tier. But the lowest tier, it might be a couple weeks before you get an episode of Throwback. But
Throwback is timeless content, so that's fine.
for the most part, Throwback is timeless
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
I'm working on the next episode because we try to post 2 a month. Yeah, so we post a lot of content to our Patreon. It's definitely a great value. Patreon.com/tfradio. And of course, if you're a patron of the Touch tier, we mention you every week as a thank you because you're awesome. And I have no idea if this has changed. Didn't get a note that anyone new joined this tier this week. So, unlike normal, I normally prune it like halfway through the month. If somebody drops off, don't drop off though, because it's value. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, and I bought some shirts from Ness's TeePublic store. There's some awesome stuff there, by the way. Joey Russell.
You didn't say Ness with enough derision or disappointment, though.
I'm done with that. Sorry,
okay.
Ness. Yeah. Joey Russell, Jason Hiley, Mike Mallory, Jay Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, or Boomer, whose birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. Spider Bob, Black and White Now in Color, which is Frank, and his birthday's coming up in a couple days.
Saturday, I think.
Yeah. Cybertron Toys, Tyrell Gwynn, Paul Schreiber, Sterling, and Rick Mahurin, who was just booted off Twitter. So if you want to reach Rick, you can't.
Well, in our Discord, every now and then.
Yeah. I think Diecast asked him why, and he's like, I'm not a nice person on Twitter. Like, I think you're nice. So, yeah.
A lot of us are not nice people on Twitter.
This is true.
Yeah, I know this feeling.
I'm not a nice person here.
That's your gimmick, though.
Yeah, well. Don't give away all my secrets.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah,
So-
I can be a real jerk on Twitter.
yeah, you ask JMS questions that are in the FAQ and stuff like that.
How dare.
Okay, so and of course, our Amazon link still works, tfradio.net/Amazon. If you don't want to sign up for a Patreon, that's always an easy way to help us out. Or our store, TeePublic store, tfradio.net/shirt, or tpublic.com/users/tfradio. But just tfradio.net/shirt is easy enough. Right now I'm wearing my 3 3/4-inch shirt, which is nice. I basically now buying up multiple shirts whenever there's a TeePublic sale. I think they just ended, but yeah.
But there's one every 4 or 6 weeks,
Yeah,
basically.
Basically, my entire COVID wardrobe has been shirts from TeePublic. Kim is really tired of it. She's like, you wear the same 4 or 5 shirts. And I'm like, yes, I do. I love these shirts. And sadly, my 2 favorite shirts that I got off TeePublic are no longer available. So,
Aw.
one of them already, I think I was doing some work on something and it got, there was a tear. And the other one I've worn so many times, it finally has a hole in it. But I'm going to keep wearing the damn thing because I love that shirt. So, again, patreon.com/tfradio. Amazon is at tfradio.net/Amazon. And shirts are at tfradio.net/shirts. You can find basically everything. I mentioned in the show, we've been doing this a while, 20 years, over 20 years, off and on. We, actually for the throwback segment, I think I'm going to do a segment actually about the history of RFC. Not from a, I just want to talk about myself thing, but, I think
because you do that every day anyway.
Yeah. But I think we have an interesting history, but 2, it's not like something we go into, all the time. But sometimes it's interesting, especially for new listeners. Pretty much my favorite podcast recently had their 15th anniversary and they went into some of that stuff. And, for people who don't know know that information, it's actually pretty fascinating. So I think for the next episode, we'll probably do something like that.
The secret files and origins of Radio Free Cybertron.
Yes. So tfradio.net, you can find our archive going back years in 22 years, like 22 years. There's a couple years when we didn't produce content, but I think there's one episode that was lost from like 1999 to 2000. Literally,
That's not too bad.
Yeah, literally every other show that we've ever recorded is out there. So, and
for better or worse.
Yeah, that one show is long gone. We'll never find it. But yeah, tfradio.net, our archive goes back years.
Years.
Yeah, years. We're also on Twitter at tfradio, Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio, and on Instagram at tfpodcast, and our Roku channel and everything. I just paid a big bill to help continue facilitating Roku. So if you have one, use it because it's expensive.
Yeah, buy something from Amazon with their link.
Yep. So yeah, and I'm personally.
If you don't have a Roku device, buy one off of Amazon with our link, and then subscribe to our Roku channel.
I love my Roku. Actually, it's my preferred set-top box. I actually bought a Roku TV. We actually have a couple in the 3 in the house now, and I love the Roku. I really do.
In Tennessee in August they have a tax-free weekend. So last year actually I took advantage of that and stimulus money to buy myself a replacement TV because my Vizio, which is my daily driver TV, is going on 12 years old.
Oh yeah.
It's still going strong, but I knew it can't last forever, so I got that, and it's a Roku TV. So one day when this workhorse Vizio dies and I have to replace it, I will have a Roku device, and I probably still won't subscribe to our channel because I just don't do things like that. But everybody else should buy a Roku device from Amazon with our affiliate link and subscribe to our channel because, we need validation.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, again, tfradio.net/Roku for that. I'm on Twitter at bkilby, Instagram at Brian Kilby, and my albums and other stuff can be found at briankilby.com. Trying to do some more reviews,
like Happy Day reviews.
No, well, actually, maybe a little bit. I'm trying to. I really want to put more content on my personal site because there's stuff that we do sometimes it may make more sense there.
Sure,
but of course, I don't want to necessarily put it somewhere where it's never going to get heard. So.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, so sometimes things might make it into the feed here where, back in the day when we had like a network of shows and it made more sense, but right now we're pretty darn focused just on Transformers. So, but briankilby.com, you can find like my Christmas albums going back the last 5 years and working on the new one now.
You've been doing them longer than that though, haven't you?
No, this will be my 6th one.
I could swear you sent me a Christmas album CD in like 2011.
Oh no,
because I'm 99%
no, that
sure
was that was like 2015.
Yeah, I only produced one. I produced one on CD, and that was like 2016, 2015. Yeah.
Okay, the strongest memory I have is receiving it and then going outside and setting it on fire. So
thanks.
I listened to mine, Brian.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely the 2015 album. You told me about that. So, briankilby.com. Let's see here. Chris, how do people find you?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Brian. Just today, I started a new thing for most of this month. So, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Ashens on YouTube. Brian's probably not because he doesn't follow anybody on YouTube. But every year around this time, him and one of his fellow British YouTubers does an advent calendar series. And I took some inspiration from that because I wanted to do a second Photober this year like I did last year, but the jury duty thing kind of made that impossible. But I was struck with the inspiration thinking of this advent calendar series coming up. And it's just I could do this in December, the 25 days of toy photography.
Ooh.
A virtual advent calendar.
I love that.
So I started that today. So that's at playwithphotography.com/advent calendar, one word. The first entry is up right now. There's also blog posts that go with it. The calendar table I have set up on that page links to each post as they go up, so you can read a little bit about the things I featured. The one for today is a naked Gundam. But that happens. the thing with that is these G-frame Gundams, they all have this universal inner frame system that is like the most superposable thing at 3 3/4 inches tall I've ever seen. But when you put the armor on, they're not so superposable anymore. So it's very much worth, for my purposes at least, like doing a whole thing just about this frame because it's amazing to me.
I love this idea.
This is going to be very much in the spirit of Photober, where it's just like things that I think are interesting to produce little pieces of content for, and hopefully stuff that will resonate with other people too. But mainly it's going to be like, if you're into seeing the things I'm into, this is going to be the 25 days for you. And it is only the 25 days of toy photography. I'm not doing the whole month. Even in the original plan for Photober 2, Electric Boogaloo, that I was going to drop the weekends from that. So this actually is getting bonus days compared to what Photober would have been, since that would have lost 10 days out of the month of October. This just loses like 6.
Sweet.
So
Nice.
that's going to be going on every day this month. I'm personally on Twitter at QuizRTXV. You can follow the toy photography stuff, including the advent calendar updates at Play with Photos. And if you want to throw some support my way for the massive amount of work that's ahead of me for doing one of these features, patreon.com/playwithphotos. You can throw a couple dollars my way, or whatever floats your boat. And I also have, because it's coming up on the Christmas season, if you want to send me something for the holiday gift giving, my Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist, where a couple things I got this week already came from there. So thank you both very much for that. Although one is I thought deceased fanfic writer, and the other one doesn't listen to the show. But what are you gonna do? Thanks anyway, though.
Rob.
Okay, I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails. That's the Twitter for Flail Throughs, my YouTube presence thingy channel. Let's call it a channel. That makes sense. I mostly cover Gundam games over there. I am doing 3 at a time right now, which is slightly ridiculous, but to be fair, Namco Bandai just handed me one of them, so what was I going to do?
Nice.
Yeah. That one is Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy. That's the single player Gundam Battle Operation game, which the 3rd volume of that comes out in about 2 hours. And so I'm going to be up late recording again tonight. Also, G Generation Genesis, a Gundam strategy game with hundreds of units that covers the Universal Century timeline. That's a lot of fun. And Gundam Battle Operation 2, the free-to-play team shooter version of the same engine used in Code Fairy. So if you want to see all that, youtube.com/flailthroughs. If you want to subsidize that, patreon.com/flailthroughs. And I also have a Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/claylist.
Very cool. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR.
Very cool. Diecast.
I'm on Twitter at diecast2. I have a wish list. It's at tfradio.net/diecastlist. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see all my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews.
Cool. Let's see here. And Rob Springer not here, at RoboRobSpringer and at zonebase.org. And I saw that he has a TikTok, but I've only logged into TikTok once, so I can't tell you how to get to it, but I'm sure that his website will. John DeLuna, he's at that John D everywhere.
For another blast from the past, I saw Rob's tweet of one of his blog posts today, and the title of it was Wings Down.
Nice, yeah.
That's a reference that only me and Brian get.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I guess that's it. We will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, Don, can you hang around for a minute?
Yeah.
People watching live, I've got some technical
recording stopped.
stuff I want to talk.
Oh no, what did Don do wrong now?
I need to make sure I have his wish list updated. So people watching live, I want to kill the stream. Thank you for being here. We love you.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
See ya.
I'm waving even though my camera's not on, just because, force of habit.
Okay, and so stop